Hi, everyone. I'm Daniel Goldsmith, CEO and co-founder at Heights Labs, a Techstars-backed company. At Heights Labs, we are pioneering the trace-based approach to financial crimes investigations. Our products stem from innovations we developed in grad school and applied math, and are the only ones capable of tracing the full flow of funds through infinite changes of hands across any payment rails. We offer the only compliance and investigations platform that visualizes this full flow of funds and the chain of custody from any source to any destination across the entire network, enabling our users for the first time to follow the money at scale. With me is Tyler Hand, former Assistant Chief Counsel at OFAC and current Chief Compliance Officer at Western Union. We'll be discussing ways that and major challenges in financial crimes compliance and opportunities that our unique offering brings to the table. Tyler, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Daniel. Great to have you as part of Western Union's group of Techstars companies.
Yeah, we're very excited about it too. In your experience in both Gov and compliance, what use cases have you come across where there's a fundamental shift if you can follow the full history of every dollar across all existing accounts, where the money came from and where it ultimately went?
Yeah, it's a great question, Daniel. And I would say it's hard to think of a use case where that wouldn't have been helpful. Real trick to following the money oftentimes is you have sophisticated evasion techniques that are used by the bad guys that are designed really to make the trail go cold when we're trying to follow it. But I think the ability to see across all of that data and really understand exactly what happened, where the money entered the system, where it exited, and the different steps it took along the way, I think would be really helpful. Again, specifically when you have parties that are trying to evade those types of detection techniques that we already use, but I think there are a lot of use cases where it would be really helpful.
Mm-hmm. And following up on that, what are the main hurdles you see right now in building one of these follow the money at scale approaches in compliance across the organization?
Yeah, well, one is just the amount of data and the complexity of data that we have, not just within our own system, although that continues to grow and get increasingly complex, but also when you're looking sort of out within the entire industry. There's just a lot of information out there, external and internal, and trying to keep all of that together and finding ways to manage and process all of that data is a real challenge. I think also, again, the techniques, the shifting and stripping and flipping and other techniques that parties use to evade controls, I think that's a real challenge. And then I think, right now, at least, the lack of sophisticated tools that enable us to really follow that money end to end, to process all of that data and really see what's happening within our system and within the larger financial system is also a challenge.
Mm-hmm. And in the way that you're describing, could our tools for following all the money at scale fundamentally change the way compliance and financial crimes investigations are conducted?
Well, yeah, there's absolutely no doubt that the tool that you're developing and the changes that we're seeing overall in technology are going to be a real game changer for us. So I think yes, it's absolutely critical. Something like this is going to help us move from what's been sort of our legacy approach, where we've got manual processes based on educated guesses, but really where we're hoping to find what we're looking for, and even at times, having very smart, well-trained people doing that, but it's a manual process. It's inefficient, and oftentimes it's really ineffective. I think as we transition to this more model-based approach where we've got sophisticated tools that enable us to see the whole picture, but not just see the picture, know exactly where we need to hone in and put those investigative resources to play so we really understand exactly what happened, where the money started, where it ended up, and how it transited through the system. I think those tools, the types of tools that you are developing, are going to be really critical to taking compliance to the next level, where we'll really understand better and get much better, not just at seeing what happened historically, but getting better at predicting it, and then putting ourselves in a position to interdict that while it's going through the system. So your tool is going to be incredibly helpful. We'll build a much better understanding of networks and a much better ability overall to predict where illicit activity might occur and be in a position to stop it.
Awesome. Well, Tyler, we're excited to go on the journey with you, and thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.